Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing all about INH, insert name here, their braid extensions, their ponytail extensions, because if you're on Instagram you cannot fail to have seen them. They run so many ads, that's how I found them. So I want to share my thoughts on whether I think they're worth it or not, if they're good quality, how many uses you get out of them, how to style them, how to find the right color match for you, what else, how I'm finding the styles I got, if I think they're good styles, because I did 2 different ponytail extensions and the braid. They also run a lot of sales, so if you're thinking about buying them, I would wait till there's a sale on. If you're watching this when I upload, there is a Memorial Day sale on right now. They run a ton of sales, so definitely save yourself some money. So I'm also going to show you a before and after so you can see the full effect. So this is what we're starting with. So I mean, it's pretty long, but it's pretty pathetic and straggly. There's not a lot of volume there once I straighten it. I feel like when I curl it, I look like I've got a lot of hair. I have. But once it's straight, because it's fine, it doesn't turn into much. So I thought these would be fun. I also have a lot of highlights in my hair, a lot of different colors. So I ordered different colors and they all actually match, which is bizarre. But I think because there's so many colors going on in there, it actually works. So one of the tips I have for finding the right color is to put your hair up first and spray the hell out of it, because my ends are obviously a lot blonder than my roots. So if I'm trying to match this, it's going to look a little odd to the roots. So I prefer matching my ponytail to my roots for a more cohesive look. Even though naturally my ponytail is blonder, I just like it when it's fake hair to all match up. The less fake it can look, the better. So I'm going to introduce you to the 3 styles I ordered pretty quickly, and then we'll go into the bathroom and try them all on so you can kind of see the difference on. So the first one I ordered, let's start with the really short one. It's Liane, it's the blondest one. It's the most natural looking. When I'm feeling more extra, maybe I'll do the 34-inch braid. When I want something more natural, I would do more like the Liane is an 18-inch. It's a mid-length. It's got a natural curl to it, which is nice. So a couple of things. When they come, they have a little plastic loop on here which keeps it shut. Once you've opened that, it's over. You cannot return them. But they are absolutely ingenious because in the top is a separate clip section that has a sample color in of the ponytail. Now, at first I was like, oh, maybe this one is too light for me because I was matching it up to my roots. Now, when I do it to my roots, you can see it's a lot lighter. But then when I match it to my ponytail, it's pretty accurate. So I thought this would be good for when I have more highlights, when it's naturally highlighted from the sun. Keep it also because it's a more natural length, and I really like the shape of it. I'll show you it on in a little bit. So the Liane, which was a lighter blonde, was a honey blonde. The Lola ponytail I ordered is ash blonde, which is a lot darker, as you'll see from the sample. The other thing they all come with is 2 grips to be able to attach the ponytail or braid. Now, they all attach slightly differently. Some are more of that hair elastic, some are more of like a weft with a comb in. I'll show you when we put them on. I'll kind of show you how to put them all in. So then this one is a much better color match for me right now, and even on the ponytail. So this is the one I'm going to probably wear tonight, either this or the braid. And the Lola, again, is a 17-inch mid-length with a swoop. I'm 5'1.5". So a longer one kind of looks a bit ridiculous on me. If you're taller, you could probably get away with a longer one, or if you wanted more of that kind of Ariana Grande look. But that's why I kind of chose these lengths specifically for me. I'm also going to keep 3 styles, not just because I want different colors for different times of the year, but they were so affordable. I don't know how long they're going to last, and I want to take them on vacation for me so I can kind of do different hair each day. We're going to the Caribbean, which is always humid. I have very frizzy hair. As soon as it gets humid out, I am like massive hair. So I thought this was just easy in the evening to slick it back and whack in. And then the last one I got is the Lara braid ponytail, which is again in ash blonde. This one is the longest one. It's 34 inches, which looks cute on the models, but because I'm so short, it's slightly long. So I'm going to pop it on, show you where it is, and then trim it when it's not in my hair, just in case I accidentally trim my own. I know mine isn't that long, but I think those will look better if I just trim up the ends a little bit. I'm also going to show you how to braid it because it's really cool, really clever, really easy. Okay, let's go pop them on. Okay, so we're going to start with the 18-inch Liane in honey. It comes kind of in this net, which I would recommend keeping it stored in, just to try and help prevent tangles, because even then you can see you're going to want to gently brush it out before you put it on. I find it easier to brush off than on, because if you brush it when it's on, it starts to pull it out. It weighs 142 grams. I don't know how much that means to you, but I find this quite heavy. I feel like I can't wear them for a full day. They go in for a few hours at night and done. Otherwise, I just feel like I end up with a bit of a headache because it's pulling on an already tight hairdo. Now, what's kind of cool is it has this separate curled piece, slightly waved, to the rest of it, which has kind of that slight S bend in it. Let me give you a close-up of the color. So that's kind of the color we're playing with today. And then the top of this is a Velcro, which is going to wrap around itself and wrap around the base of your ponytail. And then there's also in here a weft that's going to go over your ponytail, and this to dig in and slide down into the hair and into the elastic. So I'm going to fold this forward, have the hair going this way, and then slide this in to the elastic, and then flip this back. Now you're going to want to leave, you see that piece that's over my arm? That's exactly where you want it to be. You're then going to wrap around the base of your ponytail. I tend to lean back to get my hair out of this. This is so much easier. If you have someone to do this for you, get their help. Because I do find the Velcro does get a bit tangled up in your own hair. They make this look so easy. And one thing I've noticed with this one is it doesn't make a perfect circle. It kind of has a flat top. I don't know if you can see that. So that's a little bit weird. You're also going to have to really play with how you wrap this, because it does sometimes start to separate and lift at the top. And obviously you want to try and keep that as smooth as possible. I honestly don't even really know why this piece is curled, because you're just going to wrap it and pull it straight anyway. Then when you're kind of done wrapping and you're happy with how that looks, you're going to take the two bobby pins it came with. It comes with these little guys. They're all different colors. They all kind of really match the hair color you got. And just use that to, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be hidden under the ponytail. Clip that and secure it underneath. Try and crisscross them to really make sure they're in there nice and securely. And then you can let the hair down the back. And that is going to be the finished look with that. So I like that it's quite sleek. It's not obnoxiously long. It is a really good length, actually. The color, like I said, is a little bit light for me right now. But I think once I've got some highlights in for the summer, it's going to be a really good match. I like kind of how silky smooth it is. Once it's in, you can't see the weft. It kind of curves under. You can't see that it had that flat top, so I just think it's a really cute ponytail. It's giving me a bit I Am Genie vibes. So the next one I'm going to do is the Lola ponytail, because I want to show you the two different ponytails back to back so you can see the difference in color and in style. So this is going to be your honey blonde. This is going to be your ash blonde, so you can see the difference between them. But they're not flat colors. They're really nicely highlighted. So you can definitely kind of get away with probably one or the other if you're a dark to mid blonde. So let's pop this one in. Now this one probably is a bit too ashy for me, and it's almost like a little bit too shiny. It's going to go in exactly the same way as the other one, with the little grip there and the Velcro. Or when you're removing these, be very, very careful. Take them out gently, because you can see the fake hair gets stuck in here. So does your real hair, and that's not fun for anyone. And it's the same thing with this. You have the separate piece to wrap and then the actual piece. So if you're looking for kind of less of a bend and more of that, I feel like it's almost a bit retro with a little flick. This is a good piece. Do you see how well that matches though? I really think that's a really lovely match. And then I'm going to wrap that under that side, come around with this piece, and then we're just going to keep wrapping this piece. Honestly, it stays separate really easily. And then we're going to just keep wrapping that piece around. This ponytail came with the darker grips. So we had, remember that bright blonde one? And now we have a darker brown, almost brown one. I'm going to again snap that on underneath. I would suggest when you brush the ponytail, hold it. Don't just yank your brush through. Otherwise, you're going to really pull it out. And for this style, I would suggest straightening your hair first, because if it's curly underneath, you're going to see your hair and you want it to really blend in. So I feel like that's even more natural than the last one, but it still feels really heavy. It's the same weight as the other one. It's 145 grams, so it still feels quite heavy. It does give you a bit of a facelift, but this color is pretty much perfect on me. So another really good ponytail from INH, but they're both different enough to me that I will keep both of them. I feel like this I might be a more chic style. If I was wearing something quite sophisticated, I could get away with wearing this, and then the other one feels a bit more playful. Okay, and let's pop in the Lara braid, because I feel like the Lara braid is the one I've seen the most, not just on their Instagram, but on TV as well. So I got the Lara braid in the same color as the ponytails. You can see they're both the ash blonde. They both match up. They both apply differently. So you're styling this one with the grip and then the wrap. This one is actually in 4 pieces on a hair elastic. INH did a really good job with this braid extension because they've basically done it. Let me get really close for you. As 4 individual sections. Can you see in there? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 4th one again is that kind of pre-waved one to wrap around the base. And rather than being a pre-braided braid extension, it braids into your own hair, so it just makes it blend and match a lot better. It's a lot less obvious that they're hair extensions than the pre-braided ones, except for the length, which is a bit of a giveaway, which is why I'm going to trim mine up. But I want to show you what it looks like before I trim it, and then we'll work on popping this in. So I'm just going to start by separating them a bit more. I found that easier to find them when I'm actually braiding my hair. So it doesn't really matter how you pop this in. So this one, although it's the longest, is actually the lightest. It's 140 grams versus 145. Not enough of a difference to feel it. I still feel like I can only wear this for a few hours at the most. And the material of this is Infinity Flex Vegan Hair, which you can style along with our 100% Remy human hair products with heat up to 320 degrees Fahrenheit. However, if you're using heat on their curled or pre-styled hair pieces, it will permanently change its original style. So if you're a vegan, I think you'll also really appreciate that about these. So I'm trying to wrap it so that the braid part stays at the bottom versus me taking all the hair with it. So because you can slide these around, you can slide those to where they need to be. And then I'm just then wrapping the elastic, and you want to make sure it's below the base of your own hairband, not above it, because otherwise it does slide. And again, this one also comes with the 2 hair bobby pins and a spare hair elastic. So once they're in, again, if you've got someone to help you with this, it'll make life a lot easier. You're going to want to separate that one because that's not going to get braided in. Then we're going to go to the back. It doesn't really matter if your hair's been straightened or not for this one because it's going into the braid anyway, but I can easily feel where those 3 sections are now to be able to start braiding. And I'm just going to work my way down. And then I feel like when I can't reach any further down, I just turn around to the front and do the rest in the mirror. And I actually like that your own hair kind of blends in and creates different colors and natural highlights in there, because obviously hair isn't all one color anyway. So I feel like that just makes it look a lot more natural as well. So a couple of tips to try and make your INH hair extensions last is to store them in the bag, brush them before and after use so you're not putting them away all tangled. And then INH make an emergency revival spray that's supposed to help maintain them as well if you want to get your hands on those. To make them last, only wash when needed with a gentle sulfate-free shampoo if they're 100% Remy human hair products, or a wig shampoo for their Infinity Flex hair pieces, and let them air dry. Insert name here do say their hair extensions are weatherproof. I'm not really sure what that means. Maybe it's just like humidity, it doesn't frizz. I don't know. If I find out the answer, I'll drop it in the description below. As you can see, they are very, very long, which you might love or hate. And I actually have some clear hair elastics I'm going to use on the end of here because I don't like being able to see like the band it came with. I feel like that's just too noticeable. And I got mine on Amazon. They were so cheap. And that's what I'm talking about, just those. And I'm going to pop that on the end there. They need a wider shot. Unfortunately, I can't move the camera back any further because it will hit the bathroom mirror. And this is why I said I'm going to chop it, because for me, I just feel like that's a bit obnoxiously long. I want it to finish kind of on my waist. So I think I'm just going to chop off basically that last little bit so it's a bit more natural. And then again, you have your little curly whirly bit to wrap around the base. Actually, I think I'm going to wrap that way. You'll be able to feel which way it feels more natural to wrap. Doesn't matter which way, but one way always feels better to me. And sometimes it's a weird length when you get to the end, so you've got to figure out how to put it in without it being too visible. Pop that in there. So you can leave that as is, or you can try and fatten it up a bit just by kind of separating them all as you go down the braid. If you want it to look a little bit wider, just fluff it out. And that is the INH Lara braid in the ash blonde. Let me give it a trim and show you what it looks like afterwards. Okay, so I just took about 3 inches off the end. I gave it quite a blunt cut whilst it was already on because it looked a bit straggly before as well. Now, I didn't take a ton off because I can't stick it back on. I can cut more off. So go very, very carefully if you cut it. It's still very, very long. I just think it looks slightly better than being down my bum crack. So that's where I've put it to now. So do I think INH ponytail extensions or braid extensions are worth it? Yes, I think the quality is really good. They feel really, really soft. They have a nice shine to them without it being that plastic shine. It's a vegan hair that was chosen to be as most like human hair as possible. I don't need to say this. I'm not sponsored by them. I bought my own hair. So which are my favorite INH styles? I really love the braid. I'm actually going to wear this one tonight. I've got a Moroccan themed evening. I thought it'd be cute with a pink dress and pink lip I have on. I really like both ponytails as well. They're both different enough that I want to keep both. I'm really, really happy with all three styles I got. How easy are they to apply? I find them really easy to put on. This one I find easier than the ponytails. The ponytails, I find it hard to kind of really bend that Velcro to get a nice smooth circle, and you have to be very, very careful removing them, that your Velcro doesn't get stuck to your own hair and rip it out, so take them out very carefully. Whereas because this one's just an elastic band, it comes out really easy. There's no snagging. I just got back from partying for 5 hours, hence I'm very shiny. I haven't powdered up or touched up my makeup. So she looks good for photos, if you're going for dinner, if you're going for cocktails, something where there's not a lot of dancing. If you're planning on dancing like we were a lot, if you're jumping up and down, this fell out 3 times. I had to keep going to the bathroom and putting her back in. She did not stay in well, and that was using the comb properly, having it gripped in. So definitely don't worry if you're planning on dancing or going clubbing. I don't think there's any way you can really secure it any better. It just starts to slide. And that's just a quick note. It's the only downside I've found on them so far, but it is, if you're planning on them being party hair, it might not be the best if you're planning on dancing. So time-wise, they probably take about the same time. This one maybe a bit longer because you're braiding your own hair into this and you've got to go all the way to the end, and it's a lot of hair. The longest part for me though is doing a really nice sleek ponytail before you're even putting anything in, but dead easy to use. They do get a bit tangly, but they're so easy to brush out. I haven't had any issues with tangles so bad I've had to cut them out. So I don't know how well they're actually going to last or if they're going to get matted. We'll update in the description below in about 6 months time how well they've lasted, if they're still in good shape or if they've hit the trash. But I might buy that spray I talked about earlier to really help preserve them and bring them back to life. And that was my before, and these are my afters. So I think that's a really good difference in hair. I'm going to link to the website directly below if you want to get your hands on them, try them, but just remember not to open the actual bag with the hair in, but the little pouch at the top that has the sample hair in. So if it doesn't work out for you, you can return them. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe.